Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Welcome back to video number 2 of 2, as a double upload was promised for all of you guys. Earlier on, I gave you my match review for the FA Cup final, which finished Manchester City 2, Manchester United 1. Man City have completed the double, the League and Cup double. They are on course for completing the treble. It seems widely expected that they will get the job done. This time next week, we will be gearing up, ready to watch the Champions League final. I will be on a watch long for that. It's going to be, I think, there's nothing concrete yet, but I think me, Miz, Matisse, maybe Drogba, but we will be possibly doing an all-you-can-eat Chelsea Champions League watch-along. So that's in the pipeline. It's not been planned out just yet, but that's in the pipeline. Worst-case scenario, I will be on with maybe 1 or 2 of those lads to watch the Champions League. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll keep you updated. But this time next week, Man City could be getting ready to be crowned treble winners, basically. And we're going to see how it all pans out. But the review for the game earlier on is already up, so make sure you catch that right here after you are done with this if you haven't watched it already. Let's get into the news and the latest and what's happening. And there's just more good news for Chelsea fans. It's just more good news. Things are just, how can I say it? I don't want to just say they're shaping up, you know? It's almost just like things are placing themselves into place and we're just observing it all happening without even much effort, you know? Crazy. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the story that we want to hear about the most. Ugarte. What's happened? Oh, it looks like Chelsea have listened. And Chelsea have accomplished what I thought initially was possibly the plan. Where I told you guys, don't come to any conclusions just yet. Well, it seems like we were right. Check this out. Chelsea's new offer to Ugarte will be 3.5 million euros plus bonuses. Next week is decisive. That came from Record Portugal once again. As I've said, these guys in Portugal are the ones with the inside scoop in regards to Ugarte. And we've heard the news we've been waiting for. It's not 5 million euros like PSG, but we don't have to. Why? Because he wants the Premier League. He wants Chelsea. He doesn't want PSG, he wants Chelsea. But our initial offer, I think it's safe to say, it wasn't just too low, it was almost insulting. You know, trying to offer £33,000 a week when PSG are offering 83. Well, this new offer bumps it up, if I'm not mistaken, to a calculation of around £59,000 a week. That's fair. I did say that if Chelsea come into the margin of 50 to 60, that I think he would end up accepting. And I did say, look, let's be honest, Chelsea should be able to afford to give a player like him 60k a week. Come on. It's 60k a week, you know? And it looks like they've offered that. Plus bonuses, incentivized bonuses, you know, performance-based bonuses, things that will come on top based on his performance. And don't forget, this salary is already after tax. The PSG one is after tax as well. Most clubs nowadays do that just to make sure it's more, appealing to the player. So it seems like they've done what we've wanted them to do. It seems like Chelsea have upped it, and that seems like the plan all along. You know, start off very low to then give something that they're going to come to a compromise to, and Chelsea will be happy to offer. Old school business move, and it seems like it's worked a T, because with this offer, I think Ugarte will say yes, and I think Ugarte is on the brink of becoming a Chelsea player. My confidence now is sky high. I think we've got him. So I'm very happy. If we've offered this, and it's come to the fact that we don't need to offer what PSG have offered, but it's come close enough. I think it's job done. So Ugarte on the brink of becoming a Chelsea player, perhaps. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you happy with this new offer? I am, and I think it's correct, and I think it's fine, and I think he'll say yes. So get in there. Come on. With all the midfielders leaving, it's only right that we bump the offer up and we come to a number that I think, or we think, that Ugarte is going to say yes to. Now, talking about the ones that are leaving, right? Don't forget, leave your comments below in regards to Ugarte and this new financial offer. Do you agree with it, and do you think it's enough? Let me know. we have to talk about Mason Mount, because there's been information coming out about Mason Mount, and I found the latest, and I've also found one point of view that I think sums it up absolutely perfectly. So I'll show you the news initially, and then we'll talk about the circumstances, starting off with this. Now, it's official. Manchester United have officially contacted Chelsea. They have commenced negotiations formally, which is expected, because personal terms doesn't seem to be a problem. But this news was news that we heard some time ago. Do you remember when the whole contract thing was going on pre-February? And we were talking about, oh no, he's turned down near to 200k. And then there was the rumours going about that he wanted 300k. Or he wanted more than Reece, because Reece is on 250. And then it came out that, no, he wanted to match Reece James. That time, we were hearing about 200k being rejected. It's now come out again by Jacob Steinberg that he rejected 200k. I'm going to show you this, because this sums it up perfectly, and then I'm going to tell you my point of view, right? Check this out. Chelsea are briefing that they've done everything possible and that they have proposed good contractual offers. Mount side are saying this is not the case. It is not about money. He wants to stay, but the offers haven't been good enough, going back on their word. We will never know the actual truth, but the damage has been done between Chelsea and Mount, so it's time to accept a bid. I can't say it any better than that, if I'm being completely honest. This is ridiculous. In terms of the both sides, someone's lying. We don't know. I'm not going to come here and tell you that I know who to defend here. I don't. My point of view, I initially, look, I can tell you, right, I have the links, and I think you probably know where I would go to try and find out from Mount side. That's pretty obvious, right? And I know what I will be told. That it's not Mount's fault, that there was no offer after February, there's nothing on the table for him to accept, so of course he's going to look elsewhere. It's not his fault, it's Chelsea's fault. They didn't want to entertain any negotiation. I know where I want to go if I want to hear that information. But we're hearing from Chelsea's side, where I have to be honest, I don't have the link. Right? I don't have anywhere to go that I can be like, oh, can I try and find out what Chelsea are saying? I'm as much in the know as you, right? Unless you know someone, then please, holler me up. But the Chelsea side are saying, or they're briefing, that they've done everything possible, the contract offers have been there, and then Mount side are saying, well, no, it hasn't. Someone's lying. Someone is not telling the truth here. And I don't think we'll ever know. Maybe in years to come we might know. Maybe in years to come we will find out. But it's inconclusive. It's inconclusive. And my own personal opinion, right? It's hard to navigate, because when I look at Chelsea's perspective, I can understand what they're probably saying if they're going, we've offered what we've offered. He's turned it down. Right? He wants as much as Reece, or he wants that Chelsea haven't offered them. I get it. From Mount side, I genuinely can't understand why Chelsea wouldn't put an offer on the table. For Mount. Let's be honest, he's not the worst player in the squad. You know, Mason Mount is a player that I think everyone would be happy for him to stay. Right? I've said that myself. It would be crazy for Chelsea to not have even put anything on the table. Now, the compromise between all of this is pre and post David Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart coming into their roles at Chelsea. Because before that, it seemed like there was tons of offers on the table. And then as soon as they come in, all of a sudden there's nothing. And this is where I think there could be some truth. And this is where maybe both sides are exaggerating their point of view on the basis of that, yeah, maybe after David Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart came into their roles, they stopped things from happening. Maybe. From their footballing point of view, from their footballing standpoint, they've thought, nah, we're better off letting Mason Mount go. Maybe. Right? I can only say maybe. That's a theory. I can only say what my observation is. Apart from that, look, we'll never know the truth as far as I'm concerned. And I think the most important thing, we're at a situation now where it's not going to be recoverable. It's impossible. There's no way that Chelsea and Mason Mount now come to an agreement. It's not going to happen. And I've said this for a while now. The gap is way too large. I just don't see how it's going to happen. So he's going to go to Man United. And on the basis of that, when you look at Man United's performance today and you see what they are like in midfield, I'd rather him go to United than Liverpool, and I've said this countless times. So with Mason Mount, it's genuinely hard to know what is true. It's genuinely hard to be able to come in and say that he's just all about the money. And he's turned down Chelsea's contract offers because he wants, to be one of the highest earners. Some people will say it's deserved, some will say it's not. And it's also hard to say to come on here and be like, yeah, no, Chelsea have given everything possible on the table and Mount has just turned it down. It's hard to say. I genuinely don't know. So the most important thing is that he'll probably go, and that's it. So we move on. Now, let me know your thoughts in regards to Mason Mount. What do you think the truth is? What do you think is actually happening? Let me know. I genuinely want to hear what you guys think and what the general consensus is. Are you more on Chelsea's side or are you more on Mason Mount's side of the story? I'm not saying who you support more. And to be honest, you should be saying you support Chelsea more, but as if you're a Chelsea fan. But in terms of the story, as an isolated story, who do you believe more? Mount side or Chelsea side? Let me know. Let's get into the other stories now. This has come from TalkSport, but I think we all know this is happening. Here it is. Manchester City have agreed personal terms with Chelsea midfielder Mateo Kovacic and are confident of completing the transfer. This is going to happen very, very soon. It's goodbye to Mateo Kovacic. And when you look at, is he going to come in to replace Gundogan? After today's performance, I think Man City are going to do all they can to keep Gundogan. So that makes Kovacic more of a bench player, if I'm being completely honest. And I think that was the plan anyway, but I think he'll be more of a bench player. He'll get less minutes than he was entitled to in the first place if Gundogan actually signs a new deal at Manchester City, which after today, I think Man City will be happy to accept his 2-year demand rather than the 1-year offer that Man City have put on the table initially. So let's wait and see what happens there. In other news, Real Madrid. Let's talk Real Madrid because there's a certain player, and I've seen Chelsea fans talking about him today, and I can't believe what I was reading. Anyway, here's the latest from Spain. Breaking! Real Madrid are considering terminating Hazard's contract. It seems like Hazard's time at Real Madrid has come to an end. Now, this is no surprise. Let's be honest. It's no surprise. And I have to say, right, because Chelsea never wanted to let Hazard go. No one would let Hazard go, let's be honest. Hazard wanted to go to Real Madrid. I think that's the worst career decision he could have made. And I get it at the time, I understood it. No one can say no to Real Madrid. Especially when you're in your prime, you think you can go to Real Madrid and explode even more and become flipping Mr. Ballon d'Or. I understand. But if he had stayed at Chelsea, I think he would have got more from his career than what has happened at Real Madrid. He wasn't getting injured at Chelsea. His body wasn't breaking down at Chelsea. He was in a great rhythm. He was confident. He was playing with swagger. He was doing all sorts. Goes to Real Madrid and it all collapses. So I don't want to make that look like, I'm hating on Eden Hazard. No. It's a genuine observation. I think he made the wrong move. If he had stayed at Chelsea, I think he would have just kept gliding. And it would have helped us too, let's be honest. We moved on from him eventually and we found our rhythm somewhat. But, yeah, it's all come crashing to an end. No one can undo what he did at Chelsea, let's be honest. But at Real Madrid, it's been a failure. It's been a complete failure. And his body has just not kept up with it, and I don't know what the circumstances for that are. Was he training hard enough that he should have? Was he keeping himself at a level? Was he being, not so serious with his diet? It all plays a part. It all plays a part. But I'm seeing some Chelsea fans come on and say, let's get him back, on a free, squad depth. No, stop. The best thing for Eden Hazard, retirement. It's done. His career is over. His body cannot reach the level that it once was. It's impossible. With the fact of the amount of injuries he's had and the amount is broken down at Madrid, there is no way that he can bring it back even to a feasible level. The man needs to go to, the MLS if he wants to keep playing football. He can go to Saudi if he wants to keep playing football. That's it. Not even any European league. French, Italian, German. At the level that he's at, he's just not going to get back even to a decent level. It's done. For Eden Hazard, his career is over, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't even want to think of Chelsea entertaining him coming back on depth. We don't need depth, Eden Hazard has depth anyway. Depth should be the young lads coming through. When you look at players like Andre Santos, when you're looking at lads like maybe Armando Broja, if he does recover from his ACL, if you're looking at Cassidy that we sent on loan and has been performing really, really well at such a young age, maybe he comes back into the fold at some point. Maybe he becomes a little bit of depth. That's the sort of depth that we need to be striving for, so then the squad develops and we can start pulling through, the players that need to be pulled through. Not Eden Hazard. let's be honest. I'm sorry. It's over. So that's the latest with Eden Hazard. Let me know your thoughts on Eden and the fact that his time at Real Madrid could be coming to an end. And to wrap up the video, news from Liverpool. This is why they're not going after Mason Mount, because they're about to complete a deal for a favourable Brighton player. It's McAllister. Check this out. From Fabrizio. Understand, Alexis McAllister's father and agent will travel to England in the next few hours as Liverpool want to complete the final details on personal terms agreement. The expectation is to get the deal done next week. His father will be in England to work on that. I have to say, this is a great deal for Liverpool. It's a great deal for Liverpool. And look, as much as I'm saying I reckon Mount would have fit Liverpool more, right, than United, but the fact that Liverpool are not getting Mount, they've gone for the perfect guy. McAllister will fit like a glove. Honestly, McAllister, I think, will get into Liverpool's midfield, and he will be that first half of the transformation that midfield needs. I think it's a great deal. I think they'll get him fairly cheaply. I don't think it's going to be a monumental offer. I think it's going to be great business for Liverpool. And McAllister gets his big move. I think this is going to work really, really well for player and for club. So expectation is the deal will be completed next week. Let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, I will be keeping an eye on Liverpool next season. Don't write Liverpool off next season. I think they're making the correct adjustments in the transfer window so far. And they're transforming the one place on the pitch that they need to. Their attack is fine. Their defense, I think is okay. Maybe they can add a little bit more if you're looking to fullback positions, perhaps. But their midfield is where they've been struggling and where there's been a massive hole, and they're addressing it. And if they address it and they add to McAllister as well, I think Liverpool will be back up there, competing for, definitely top four, definitely maybe in contention for a title challenge. I think Liverpool will end up back up there. So let's wait and see what happens. But that's McAllister on his way to Liverpool, finalising details. Let me know your thoughts on that. And that wraps up the video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this. See you tomorrow, people, for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you lot then. Take care. And peace.